Hello everybody, this is Dee from What I Do With My Money and I'm the host of this channel, and today we are going to see what I did with my money for the month of February. So let's see after the intro. So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing or reviewing what I did with my money for the month of February. And I always start with the calendar because I'm going to be putting in all the things that I spend my money on. And just give me 1 second because I forgot to take all my my stickers. So I'm going to be taking back all my little chickies here for all the times that I spend money on so many things. And I'm going to bring out, I don't know what I'm bringing out actually. So I'm just going to be putting all my stickers here and we'll see what we will be using. So I had these ones here last time, but I'm keeping other ones. I don't want to make too much noise, so let me just take them out like this for the ones that I think I'm going to be using. And I am ready. So for the month of February, I did keep my word. So let's go back first. So if we go back to January, this is what it looked like. So about every day, almost every day, I had a transaction in my credit card. And some days were a few transactions even in my credit card. And at the end of the month, I had spent $1,000 in my credit card. So it went up. So I promised myself that I was not going to be using my credit card as much. And I was trying to, just come back to being more disciplined, I guess, in using my credit card, because I really do want to use it less and pay more, and therefore reducing my credit card debt. So that is one of my my weak points is having a credit card, and that's why for so many years I did not have a credit card. But as time went on, there's so many things that you actually do need a credit history. So I used to pay everything cash before, but without a credit history, sometimes there's so many things that you cannot have. So that's why I got a credit card. But by having a credit card, I also went back to the old ways and not being too smart with my credit card. But that is my own problem. And if you have any tips that I could use, then let's do that. But personally, I do have a problem with that. Okay, so let's see in February. I promise you I really did well. I still used it, but much more less, and you'll see. So the first time that I used my credit card was February 1st, but that is because I went out with my brothers and they did ask me, they asked me to bring them somewhere. And I also, at the end of the day, I know my mom was tired, so everybody was tired, so I invited them to pizza. So that's one of the things that will be here. And I'm going to try to find something. So let me see. This is the ones that I used last time. I know for food I was using this, but because there's a few different spendings in there, I'm just going to try to see if I have pizza. I don't need this. I don't think I have a pizza, and I think I should actually try to find more convenient stickers that I would use more, but I don't have a pizza here, so let's go with a chickie. So I have a chick for all the times that I spend money. You know what? Let's use the big chick because this was like a day where I spent money with my brothers. So I consider that, although that's not a week. So I have the week finishes is here. So I'm going to continue, and there's not going to be anything written here. So the other spending that I had was on February 2nd. It's just I bought a bottle of water at work, or juice. I don't know what it is. I usually, when I say water, it's mostly flavored water. So that's what I got from a vending machine. So that is that. And that's something that is going to come back a lot. But that was this little vending machine purchase here. Then on, like, I didn't spend anything in here. And then on February 6th, I went to buy some underwear. So, let's see if I have anything that looks somewhat sexy in what I have in here. So I'm trying to find, okay, so there's this one here that I could use, but let's see if I can find anything else that might look like underwear or anything that would look like maybe sexy. Let's see, that's not it. Not here for sure. She looks cute, but that's more like a dress. I see using that sticker for something else, so I'm not gonna use it for that. No, I should get like shopping stickers. Wait, there's this here. I know it's like a baby angel, but I mean, it's in his underwear. Sorry, I'm looking and thinking at the same time, so that's not working for me. Okay, so I think I'm going to use, let's see. Yeah, I think I like this one better because it's in its underwear. So that, I said that was on February 6th. So that's what happened on this day. Then on Saturday, February 8th, there were many purchases for Ubers because I had to buy one for myself and my son, which was not with me. So I need a car for that. Let's see if I get any car. I remember that I couldn't find anything last time that looked like a car, but I have this. I have a motorcycle, so let's use that. So that day was mostly Uber. So for that week and this day, I only have, as you see, 4 purchases. So that's much, much better. So if we go back on that week, so on the first week, as you see, there's only one day I didn't purchase anything. And on this week, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 days that I didn't purchase anything. So that's a good thing. So for that week, oh wait, on February 7th, sorry, I forgot that. So on February 7th, I had specific stickers for that. And let's see, maybe I can use these too. So that was January, February. Okay. So I think I'm gonna use these stickers because, you know, there's dollar amounts, but I remember I used to put, what can I do? Because I think I used to put how much I paid, and I like that. I'm still gonna use these, I think, and I'm going to write on the side how much it was. So I made a payment on February 7th, and that payment was of $110. 110. So with all the spendings that I made plus the payment of 110, that week I spent 130. So because that is like already a rounded amount, I'm just going to leave it like that at 130. So I think that was a good work from my part. So after that, so we started the other week, and here I went shopping with my parents. I mean, the whole family went shopping. So let's see. I like this one, and I don't want to be looking for too much stickers for too long because I don't want to bore you guys. So I'm going to be looking fast if there's anything that looks like shopping that I could use. And Okay, I don't know. So I'm going to be taking this one because, I don't know, I think she feels pretty. And I did buy some things here. So shopping day here. So as you imagine, there was a few transactions on that day because I went to the mall shopping. But also on that day, I went and had breakfast with my son. I'm trying to do that a little bit more. Oops. And so I did eat. So we ate together. So that's going to be a little bit of a bigger chickie. There you go. So after that, on February 10th, I had another spending at the vending machine for something to drink. So that is that. On that day, there was the interest charge. And interest charge, I think I'm going to put this one because there's no way to actually write it down. So I think the interest charge, I'm just going to be putting this one. Like, oh my God, something happened here. Okay, so the interest charge, and then on February 12th, I made a payment. So, oh, I think I didn't take the right color. It's okay. So on February 12th, I made a payment of $200. And then on 13th, so there's my monthly payment for the car rental. So for that, I'm going to be taking a car if I can find another one. And now that car rental payment, it's like a community car. I think I have explained it before. There's some cars that are available on the streets. You can use them, and then you have to pay for the amount of time that you used it, and you can just leave it anywhere. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have like a specific like dropping point that you can leave the car. You can just take the car and use it and leave it wherever you are leaving the car. So for that, it used to be billed monthly, but now they have changed it, and apparently what they want to do is just be like a pay-per-use system. So every time you use the car, well, you have to use the car, and then the charge will go automatically in your account. So after I did all of this, I just noticed there's a car here. So I think I'm going to be using these for my car payments, and those ones, like, I never know how much it is, so that's why it's not really there. So for that car payment was on that day, and I don't consider it to be like an expense per se that I didn't know what's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen, but I didn't know how much. But like I said, starting this month, so the month of February, it's going to be a pay-per-use charge. So I'm sorry, at the month of March, we're starting the month of March now. So for that, I never know the amount, but I used to know that I was going to be charged once a month. So that is that. And so for that week, for between all the payments and the charges, so it was 100, let's say 145. So I paid 145, and I always round the amounts here. Okay. So I think that was really, really good because there's only like one real charge, like spending, and it was on the previous Sunday. And then on Monday, I just bought something from the vending machine. And I think that is amazing from my part. Okay, so after that, on February 16th, there was a payment that I made. So February 16th, I made a payment of $160. And on February 18th, same thing. Oh, I think actually on that day, I bought something to eat because I didn't have my lunch. So because it is food, I'm going to be taking another chickie. And I want to leave the small ones for small spending. So I'm going to be taking a medium one here. So that was on February 18th. So I bought food at work. Okay, so and then nothing else. I didn't spend anything, which is super, super good. And oh, actually, on February 21st, I also made a payment. So on that, on February 21st, I made a payment of $75. And on the 22nd, I bought McDonald's. So that is also food. So I'm going to be taking another angry chicken. There we go. So for that week, I have a credit of $218. I should have put 220, but it's okay. That's what I have in here. Okay, so for the week after that, the only day that I spent something was on February 25th, and I bought food, and also there was a charge for a book that I had pre-ordered. I bought a few books actually, but it was from a gift card that I was giving to me, and there was a difference to be paid of about $7. So that's what I was charged in here for the book. So that was a pre-ordered book, and let me see if I can find a book. I know I've seen a book. So is that a sticker? No, it's not a sticker. Damn. I hate when that happens. So this one is not a sticker. So I'm going to have to look for something else that looks like either reading or having a book. Okay, so let me see. I know I saw it, guys. I know I saw it. That's passport. I don't want to be using that. Oh, please be patient, guys. I really, really, really need to find that one. Because I know I have a book, or like someone reading a book, something like that. I think the one I saw was, oh, there you go, reading a book. There you go. I know there was something like that. Falling asleep reading a book, but that book was really interesting. I already finished it. So that was on February 25th. So February 25th, there you go. And I said I also bought some food, right? So I need to take another chickie. Where are my chickens? Where are my chickens? Oh, there you go. So I got charged for the pre-ordered book, and I bought something. So that is that. So for that week, I had spent, let's say, rounded up $60. So for the whole month, what I had spent is $110. And that is amazing. I went from $1,000 to $110. So guys, please, a moment for me, because I am super proud of having reined in all my spendings, spending much less in food, and having so many days where I didn't spend anything in my credit card. So I think that is amazing, and I hope you're proud of me. So that is it. Again, if you have any tips for me, for someone who is very not bad at handling or managing her money, but bad at managing a credit card. So this is it. So now that we're finished this, let's go and let's fill out what I did with my money. So, oops, I think you couldn't see anything all this time. Oh my God, I'm sorry guys, but it is what it is. So I have that here. And we're going to see what I have spent for this month. So for my, let's see what I did with my money. Okay guys, so the correction is done. So I remember what I had decided is not to use my emergency fund and my debt for this, because I already knew that it was taking about half of my saving income. So I wanted to see other saving envelopes and what their impact was on my savings. So I decided to go with my travel envelope and my back to school envelope, medical challenges, and the cat. So those are the names of the envelopes. So what I had budgeted for these accounts for travel at the beginning of the month, I had budgeted $200. I ended up actually putting $90 for this, and the previous month I had put $290, and so there's a difference. So I put $200 less in this envelope, and with $90 it was 10% of the total budget. I forgot to put the total. So the total here of my saving income for the month of February, it was $915. So $90 is 10% of the $915 saving income for the month of February. I hope I am explaining this well. So now for my back to school saving envelope, I had budgeted $185, and the actual amount that I put on that saving envelope was $90 again. Last month it was $275, so there's a difference of $185 that I have put less. In any case, the $90 are also 10% of my saving income for the month of February. Now for medical, I have budgeted $40. I did put $40. And last month I also had $40, so that did not change. And that $40 is 4% of my saving income. Now we're going for challenges. For challenges, I had budgeted, sorry, that's not the right amount. I had budgeted $330. $330, but I ended up putting $165. And last month was $430, so there's a difference of $265. And that is 18% of my saving income. So the challenge, like a lot of money goes into my challenges. Now for the cat, I had budgeted 70. Again, this is the wrong number. I have budgeted 70, and I put in $60 compared to $180 for last month. So that's a difference of $120. And that amount is 7% of my total saving income. So between these 5 envelopes, so that's not including my 911, so my emergency fund, and my debt saving envelope, that it's about 50% of my saving income. And also these are the other ones, the next ones in there, and it's 49%. So that is a lot of money put in these. So it kind of makes sense. So there's like 1% that is like all the other saving envelopes, and it makes sense because those are the ones that I fill the less. So let's see, there's winter in there, there's my license, medical is in here. What else? I think there's project and other ones that are not filled. Oh, my subscription. Those are not the biggest envelope, so it makes sense that those one make 1%. And I think I'm kind of getting into a way that I can really visualize how much I spend. And I have really reined in the envelopes that I want to follow. So I think this is kind of a good, I think this list is a good one. So I'm going to be keeping it again. So now for the debt snowball. So for the debt snowball, for my credit card, okay, just give me 1 second because I have to make some changes here. Okay, so I corrected my budget, my digital budget, and now I can give you the right amounts. So for my Visa, I had budgeted to pay $130, and that is what I paid. There's no extra money. And I have I'm not gonna disclose how much I have left to pay. And so there's, okay, so there's one thing that I wanted to change here, and it was the difference between last month and this month. So I have 100, I have to say I have 100% left to pay, but I want to say that from last month I had paid the exact same thing. So last month I had paid $130, and this month I paid the same thing. So for my student loans, I usually pay $135. And I did not pay anything extra this month. And what I have left to pay is, so this is what I started that I have to pay. So it was $12,533, and that was January 2024, if I'm not mistaken. I am now at $9,626 and 28 left to pay, which is not as, it's a lot. So that I paid $3,000 from the principal, and that's not even adding the interest, which is a lot. But I wish it was much more lower than that, but it's okay. I'm still proud of that, and that means I still have a lot to go. So I'm not sure how much that is. So give me 1 second. So that would be, and 28, 33, and 6. So that means I have 77% left to pay. 77% left to pay. Okay. So this is it. So this month I paid $265 that I was budgeted for my debts. I didn't pay anything extra. I have $9,626 left to pay and some cents. And there is 30, I'm not gonna count that. I always count it as 100% left to pay because I'm always back at where I was. And here there's 77% left to pay. So there's a lot to work with my debt snowball, but I think the work that I did and not using my credit card too much, I think it's going to help lowering my debt burden. So that is it for the month of February. So this is what I did with my money. And as usual, because I don't do that video anymore and I just added fast in the end, you're going to have, okay, so let's see what March looks like. So this is how I did the month of March, and has a cupcake, it has a cake in here, just because there's so many birthdays in this month. I have family members' birthdays, so there's 2 of them. There's my birthday, and there's 2 of my friends that have their birthdays, and one of, so sorry for banging, and I have a colleague from another job that has her birthday too. So there's a lot of birthdays in the month of March, and there's practically, no, there's not practically, there's a birthday for every weekend of the month of March, and that is killing me. But that's how it is. So March is done, and that's how it looks. I want it to be a little spring, but also a little bit festive. So that's how the calendar looks for March. And then we have my budget for my savings. Sorry, I just want to hide something in here. So this is the birthdays for this is the budget for my savings. So the budget is much lower. So if you see in the month of February, my saving income budget was $1,435, and for the month of March is $940. The other thing that I have to say is that a huge chunk will be gone. I think it's going to be taken from my emergency fund, and I will explain everything and what I did with my money for the month of March, because this is what I think. This is not a fact. So we'll see at the end of the month what actually happened, but you will see a huge chunk is going to be gone for something very important. I'm not like, this is something that I really have to do. but that is for the month of March, and this is what I have planned for myself. I have taken $5 off for my own spending money, so instead of $100, it's $95. And then I have lowered the emergency fund also, and everything else is pretty much the same. And for the challenges, I have $115 and $50 for the second paycheck. So the first paycheck, I'm going to be playing with $115, and for the second paycheck, it's $50. So the $50 are used for minis. And this is how I'm doing these. So many of them haven't changed because they have like a end of year goal that I have to reach. So what I have budgeted, I have budgeted the same amount for the whole year. So I cannot touch that. So those amounts stay the same, and some of them I can play with. So I have lowered them significantly. But you know, so like emergency fund, I have lowered it to put more in budget in debt. But anyways, this is how it looks like. We're going to be able to see the amounts whenever I'm going to be cash stuffing my incomes, my saving incomes, and what I do with my money. We will be doing it at the end of the month. And there you see paycheck number 1 and paycheck number 2. So this is what I have for the month of March, and I just love how this calendar looks. And so I hope it was very interesting for this month of February. We have worked a lot, and already I cannot close these because of all the chickens that I have put here. It just makes it a little more bulky, but I love it. I mean, I cannot wait to see at the end of the year or at the end of the book how it's going to be looking like. So I'm going to be keeping all this, how you call this, the stickers on hand to be able to use them more and have them ready for the next time. So this is it for that. And I wish you guys financial, emotional, psychological, and physical health, and see you at the next video. Goodbye.